Um, the spec building that was built in Claremont for manufacturing, 48,000 square feet. Somebody's in that temporarily to do data center testing. So we're hoping that will get marketed more specifically as a data center for smaller opportunities there. But and having that established as a data center test or a mock-up facility should help us to be able to market that building more specifically to that. We're going to go more directly into the concept of this being a data center corridor. We've got Apple just to our north, Google to our north, and Apple to in the county. We've got other opportunities developing that I can't talk to you about. But there are people here. If you look around a McDonald's, chances are you're going to see a Burger King. We feel we have McDonald's and Burger King now. Guess what? We're going to try and find that Phantom Chef or whatever the rest of those burger joints are. And that's one of the concepts that we're trying to work on. Dave, you mentioned opportunities in the energy industry. Certainly all of the administrations right now, not to mention every community in the United States, is looking at energy opportunities. Everybody out there thinks that solar and wind power is going to be our savior, and there's going to be a lot of expenditures in that market. What we need to do is try to develop what we can sell more effectively, try to develop that as our selling point to and within the energy market. If you think back over the last 35 years, what have we done very effectively? That's make communications products. If you think about Secor, now Corning Cable Systems, Draka, Alcatel, CommScope, all of the suppliers and all of the people that used to work there or that are out here working within the communications marketplace right now. And then you think about the smart grid. What really is the smart grid? What puts the smart in smart grid? And that's the communications between your house and the utility. We've been doing communications pretty darn well for quite some time. Is there a potential linkage between the smart and smart grid and our communications advantages? And can we go? Not to mention our manufacturing advantages. We make things well. We make them cheaply in a non-union environment, which I'm very happy to tell every potential employer that comes into town. And we have a lot of advantages here. Can we marry up what those opportunities are with what advantages we have? Try and develop something within that smart grid industry. Again, trying to burrow down into the energy opportunities that are out here espoused by all the administrations. If you just look at the smart grid, there's $17 billion that will be spent over the next 2 years in that industry. So we're trying to get down to what can we do more specifically. How can that help us? Well, you think about it. Certainly the fiber and the communications products that are going to be enabling that communications back and forth. The sale of that to a CommScope or by a CommScope or a Corning Cable Systems or a Draka is going to help our existing industries and jobs become or stay stable at those facilities, hopefully expand. What about the data centers I was just talking about? Duke, Progress, all these other utilities are going to require places to manage and house the data that's going to come from your house, my house, and everybody in this room's house. Maybe we have opportunities for data centers there. What about the folks that used to work at CommScope or Corning that are out there looking for opportunities? Maybe they're able to develop, with their background in communications, maybe they can develop applications to help your computer manage that energy usage from the house. There's a lot of different opportunities. We just have to do a little bit more analysis to try and figure out what those are. Let's also consider the existing industries that are here. How are we going to encourage and maintain their viability? We're working on right now a program that we're calling Supplier Net in-house. Now what it is basically a communications device, sort of like an interactive yellow pages, but done by the internet. So every industry in the 4-county area that we're working with will be able to list their product, their services, and their machinery so that they'll be able to go out and, in essence, advertise what they can do. And so we can encourage inter-county and inter-regional cooperation and sales between those entities. If you don't know that such and such has an XYZ press or some sort of widget, then you might just go to Akron, Ohio or someplace in Korea to get that service or facility. And so what we're trying to do is encourage stability within our existing industries by enabling that opportunity. Hopefully this year we'll have that developed. The other issue is more of a bigger issue. How do we help develop legislation that facilitates these opportunities, both locally and at the state level and then at the federal level? It's important for us to make sure and create and continue the environment where manufacturing can be facilitated. We're trying to do that at different levels. I'll close by saying that this community has a heritage of bootstrapping and fighting, and we've done a great job facing adversity and developing new opportunities from that. And I'll encourage everybody in this room. A couple of years ago I did an annual meeting where I actually gave out deputy badges. And I made everybody in that annual meeting that attended, I made them become a deputy economic developer. And I think that it certainly wouldn't hurt us right now for each one of you to think of yourself as a deputy economic developer. Heck, I can do it. But every one of you knows somebody, or every one of you knows somebody that knows somebody. A friend of mine used to say he was only 3 calls away from Gorbachev. And I think that that's certainly the mindset that you in this room have. If you have an idea or an opportunity, let's get that thing out in the open and try and get it